This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. All right, so Diddy gets another reduction. This guy's going to be out before you know it. He'll be out early next year. You know, that's what's going to happen. Now, he has a lot of civil cases when he gets out. I don't think he's going to be too vocal when he gets out. But it's you never know. I do know that he's facing the same thing Drake did, where, okay, it's similar to Drake in a way. I mean, obviously one's a little different than the other. Like, Diddy was actually, like, you know, doing some weird, messed up stuff. Now, Drake went through basically a war 2 years ago, and nobody really stood by his side, all right? Very few people, right? A lot of people went against him. They took it as an opportunity to take him down. People like Khaled, who didn't say anything. Same with Diddy. Rick Ross and Khaled, two people he embraced in Miami, and arguably elevated Rick Ross's career at one point. It did help. I don't care what you say. I was there. I witnessed it. It helped in 2009-10 when Rick Ross was going through it with 50 Cent. Diddy took Rick Ross under his wing for a little bit, pause, and said, "This is the new Biggie." That's what it exists. Go look for it. He did it under the bridge of I remember exactly that clip, and I was like, "This guy's tripping." It was some video they were doing for Last Train to Paris. Anyways, Diddy will come out and he won't have any friends anymore. He knows everybody is fake. And that's that. And, he'll be fighting civil cases for years. But Diddy is relentless. So, he's not going to just disappear for sure. But, he did a lot of weird things in his life. That's all I could say. One day we knew something like this would happen to him because of all the weird stuff he did with the Biggie and Tupac thing and how he treated artists. You get one or two albums maybe, and then he just squashes you. KD has a new shoe out with Nike, and Drake partook in the second commercial. This is the second one where he ships himself in a box to KD's residence and shows the new colorway. It's funny, man. I know LeBron's looking at it like, man, I wish I had a close relationship with a rapper like this, because Jay-Z would never show up in a commercial. Jay-Z is not that funny. Drake's funny. I'm not saying this to glaze or anything. I'm just saying Drake's funny. We've seen him he does acting and stuff. He's funny. So he partook in this commercial clip, and that's buzzing on the internet today. So Hernandez Guevara is officially in the feds. He's in federal court today on the cyber stalking charges. He'll probably make some type of bond. This guy can't stay out of trouble. Like I said, you beat the Dolph case. I'm shocked you did, because there were so many ties to you with that, but they weren't able to prove it in court, so he got let go. Very sad what happened to Dolph. But you would think that someone that beat that case, you would stay away from. I would stay away from Memphis. I would start a new life somewhere else. Your daughter was killed at one point in Dallas. I would just be like, yo, I'm going to start a new life somewhere else, man. Well, he didn't. He stuck around, and that's when you start getting in trouble and stuff. So here we go. Nicki Minaj did a podcast saying that she would like to change her lyrics on a lot of songs because she feels like a lot of people, that the whole nature of the entertainment business is worshiping material things, and it's not very good for people, so she wishes she could change that. But that's just, I think a lot of people wish they could change a lot of stuff in the beginning of their career. You strive and work so hard to attain different things that you talk about them: cars, fame, respect, money. That comes with having material things and having money. Respect. A lot of people just want to be respected for their art, right? And then it grows into something else, like power and this and that. Nicki has tapped into a different side of peace now. I've seen. She's more quiet. More people should want to be this way. She used to be very loud and try to combat everything, and you just can't. And then she goes into the powers that want to take her down. That's been happening since 2017, since Cardi B arrived in the scene. They pinned Cardi B and Nicki against each other. And I hope Nicki can realize that really it's really higher ups that made that beef happen. It's not even really. Cardi B is funny. She's a star personality, just like Nicki is. But the difference is I think Cardi B's easily talked into things, brainwashed into things. No shade, I'm just saying some people are, because I see Cardi B being used early for certain things, like the whole thing with the Breakfast Club trying to take Nicki out, like, yo, Nicki's over. They were trying to replace Nicki. Like they like the two couldn't coexist. You couldn't have two female rappers. I remember that clearly. So Nicki said there's a lot, and then obviously like Nicki's seen things that we don't see, like Rock Nation trying to stop tours, and this Rock Nation and Live Nation are the same, so trying to stop her. I would be surprised. I would think it would be hard for Nicki to drop another album right now because there's so many people against her. I think the best bet is that her and Drake and Lil Wayne need to figure out what problems they have, because they obviously have some type of problems, and they need to get over it, because if you guys don't stick together, I mean, the whole Cash Money, Young Money thing is totally torn apart. I think Birdman did a lot of damage. I don't think there was enough allegiance as people were on the rise. Drake always praises Lil Wayne and Nicki, but I think that a lot of stuff was done behind the scenes on everybody's part, even Drake's part. Drake's not innocent, and there was no one there to mediate. Birdman should have been a mediator, but he doesn't like to. He probably tries to play it like, oh, I don't want to get in the middle of this mess, Anyways, Chris Tucker reveals he's been celibate for 3 years. Okay, bro. So he's saving himself until he gets married. Isn't he almost 60? Was he Chris Tucker age? I mean, it's 55, bro. You should have been married, bro. No offense to anyone that's not married. I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to get married, I mean, you had plenty of time to, like, try to find somebody. Now you're saving yourself for marriage at 55? Bro, you better get out there and get some experience. Because if you marry somebody and they're trash and you guys don't have sexual chemistry, it's a wrap, bro. LeBron James says he couldn't date a stay-at-home woman now. Bro, you're married to a stay. Listen, LeBron, there's something going on with him and his wife. Because I wouldn't even entertain a conversation like this being married. Like, once you're married, you just leave it alone. I mean, bro, I would hate to be dating nowadays, to be honest. It just seems to be getting worse and worse out here. I feel sorry for my brother and other people that are dating, because, like, I think people's idea of getting together and, like, being partners is kind of warped now. It's not like, it's like more of a fleet mentality than staying and, working through things, Mase is not broke. Let's get this very clear. A lot of people might come to, how are you calling someone that rides the train broke? You didn't get my point. I was saying a lot of people go to New York. First of all, he was on an air train. Okay, this wasn't even. The guy was saying. The guy was saying, "Oh, Mase is broke. He doesn't have a private jet, bro." People that have money, to be really on a private jet, you should have $20, $30 million to consistently take a private jet, and your income should be like $1 million a month or something like that, right? Let's just be real. It's like 30, 50 grand a flight, okay? But depending how far you're going, it's like 10 to 30,000, let's say, per leg of a flight, right? What a waste of money. This is how people lose their money. Look at Mayweather. He lost a lot of money flying private. Wayne's had money problems because flying private. It's stupid. Okay? It's really dumb. Unless it's going to make you more money flying private. This is why Rick Ross is starting to fly commercial again. He's starting to see it hit his pockets. Okay? I'm just being real. You can argue with me all you want. So Mase taking the train, first of all. Anyone who takes the train is not, but rich people take the train. Okay? If you're from New York, you see, once you get below a certain street, everybody's taking the train. Rich people and all that. My point yesterday was I stopped taking the train because I lived in Riverdale, which is a part of the Bronx, right? By Kingsbridge. And that's the last stop. It's like the one train, right? It's the last stop. The one of the 9, if I'm sure. It's been a minute. But anyways, last stop. Van Cortlandt Park. That's where I live. And, just after a while, you got to see so much stuff on the train at different hours. I was like, I don't want to take the train no more, If someone lives in Midtown Manhattan, you're going to still see a lot of messed up stuff on the train, but it's easier. I lived, one line came up to me, And then eventually you could switch to different lines as you got down near Harlem and stuff. But it's like, it is what it is. So some people, my point was that some people go back to New York and they want to ride the train for nostalgia purposes, right? That's cool. But anyways, Mase is far from broke, okay? Like I said, rich people take the train. Millionaires. Snoop Dogg and his wife celebrate anniversary. I always thought Jelly Roll was a little off myself. If you know Jelly Roll's history, he used to be a rapper. Then all of a sudden he became, it's almost like I hate to say this, he did something, some type of deal. All of a sudden he becomes this singer, very successful. It's almost like you do a deal with the who, and at the same time praising religion, is married to a porn star. It's like so many conflicting things going on here. And I always see people overdo certain things. They have their own issues. So that's how I see Jelly Roll as a disturbed human being. And he lost all that weight now, and maybe he's feeling himself. I don't know. Let's see, a bromance trip between Kevin Hart and Ludacris. I always wonder this. All these rich people get together and they get a yacht together. I don't know. Maybe there's nothing there. And Pizza Hut sells for a little over $2 billion by Yum Brands. I'm surprised anyone bought it. Because Pizza Hut's like... They were just doing a rebrand, too. Remember the CEO was saying, hey, we're going to rebrand Pizza Hut. Rebrand Pizza Hut and make it like the old times, right? Well, didn't even get to that point. They did this retro look in May. And then all of a sudden, they're being sold. So, I don't know if that was part of it or what, but it's over. I think it's over for Pizza Hut, to be honest. Anyways, this is George Tower with JT News. I'll check you guys in the next one. Smash that like button. Peace.